We're now able to select an active user from that list. The next step is to show that active user on the right side. We already have the active user selected. We're going to use the structural directive for ngIf to show that over here. Let's delete this information. We'll do star ngIf, and that's active user. We'll handle h2 tag, pass in the user.name, and we'll do a small tag, user.username. Let's give that a shot. If we select one of these, we can see that our information is showing, but we can't read the property name of undefined. And I believe that's because we called user.username, but we're actually supposed to call active user.name. All right, we'll select one of these. Perfect. Now we can see the user's name. We'll see Nick's name and Holly's. Our application is now able to take a list of users. When we click on one of those users, we can show them as the active selected user. And our application is getting to be closer to that final demo that we wanted to build out. Once you get past the setup of Angular 2, actually using Angular 2 is pretty neat. Let's do a couple more things here. I want to add a cursor for when we hover these. I also want to add an active class for when one of these is selected. And I also want to add a jumbotron here for if there are no selected active users, we need to show a message there. The first step, we'll put a cursor on this li tag. We have users list here, so we'll copy that, go into our styles. We actually don't need this jumbotron one anymore. Paste that in, we'll do users list, and we'll target the li. We'll set cursor to pointer. Now, we talked about earlier that we have the structural directive, we have the event binding. Now we have the property binding, which is with brackets. We're going to use this property binding to set the class to active if the user is equal to the active user. So with event bindings, we're actually evaluating data and pushing data out from the template to our class. With property bindings, we're doing information goes into this and we're evaluating this and then populating information using the property binding. Next, we'll use another structural directive, div class. If there's no active user, we'll use one of Bootstrap's icons. Let's give that a shot. Okay. If we click one of these with our cursor pointer, we can see that it's active and selected. Looking good. The last thing I want to do is that glyph icon is a little too small. We'll add a class for jumbotron. Glyph icon. And let's do font size 80 pixels. Perfect. Our application is coming along pretty nicely.